Hey guys, so I thought I would do a review on trimming your plates. This is a little larger than actually more of like a serving plate. I'm hoping it'll come down to well, let's measure it. Let's see. It's about 13 3/4. It'll probably come down to about a 12-inch plate after all the shrinking. This is about 6.5 pounds that I threw, and I left a lot of underneath to buttress this flat slope. That's the level of throwing that I'm at. I just I just need to have that extra weight at the bottom. So but in any case, it's sturdy down here, so I can lift it up from that extra weight. And what I'm doing is this line, this ridge that I've created, this is where I want to have the foot underneath. So what I do is I usually kind of feel where that is, and I mark it pretty well with a thumbprint or with my fingernail basically. So I just mark underneath there. Now, you can't lift this and turn it over very easily, so I always suggest that you use a bat. Or I should say, you can't hold it by the rim very well. I can hold it by the weight that I left down there, and I'll show you that weight when I turn it over. So I have this foam bat. We have these at the Guild also. We have a couple of them. You can use them for the larger plates or anything with uneven rims that you need to hold down. Take this bottom bat off. Just turn it over like that. Get rid of this one that was on the bottom. So you can see I actually had quite a bit, and it wasn't quite that smooth as far as when I spread it out, but that's all right. I know that there's really good compression on the bottom. I know that I can take a lot of this stuff off and it'll smooth out quite a bit after I'm done all my trimming. So now this is the hardest part basically, is finding the holes for where the bat pin goes. And I may even actually have to fool around with this quite a bit before I even get back on camera. But it can be done. Oh, yeah, we're on. All right, cool, we're on. But I'm gonna have to center a little bit better. And I know that I had lifted up on my wire when I cut underneath it, so there's a little node here that's further out than normal. So I'm kind of averaging what's going on with the rim. As far as center goes, that's looking pretty good for me. Let me start cleaning this up a little bit and we'll have a better look. Now here's the mark that I made with my finger right here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. That's where I want the rim to be, because that matches up with that ridge that's on the inside of the pot. So I can get rid of an awful lot of this right now. This is that, you see that movement that's going out, that's the node that I accidentally lifted up on. So those are the kind of things you kind of watch while you're babysitting a pot. Also up and down is doing this, so I need to level that off. But I gotta keep an eye on where my mark is as far as the where I want the rim, and it's right there. So what I like to do is I like to keep the middle about the same level as my outside foot, and that's because of the shape my plate is, my platter. It's got a slight convex on the inside, so I keep a little bit here and another part of the foot here, three places where it supports, one in the middle, one in the very middle, one about halfway out, and then the actual foot itself on the outside. So I usually take a straight edge and I watch those as I start to trim them. I'm just going lightly right now just to make sure I have everything level. That's fairly good. Okay, so now I decide where my three places of support are. And I do this for these larger platters. I don't do it for all the plates. I basically just do one outside and one in the middle. Here's my middle one. I should call this my center one. There's where I'm going to have the middle one. And there's my outside foot. as I come out here, there's going to be a little bit more weight taken out. And I'm doing this in increments because this is a little heavier trim, or it's taking a little more heavy clay than what I was doing on the inside. Throwing quite a bit of clay all over the place, but it's kind of what you have to expect with larger pieces. Another reason why I like so much speed when I'm trimming is it clears all of this stuff away. So I can see what I'm doing. So that's a nice slope from the outside to the inside. Nice transition from there to the foot. Again, I'll probably do a little burnishing. You've seen me do that before. Let's turn it over and see what we got. Again, use another bat. Much lighter now. I think I can do some more, but let's take a look at it anyway. See that inside curve there? That's what I'm trying to match on the outside there. When it's like this, now I can see how much weight there actually is, and if I want to push it anymore as far as trimming goes. Let's turn it back over. See what we have. Find the bat pin holes, try to match them up. I decided to take a little more weight off, just because. There's really nothing wrong with a little bit of weight on a serving platter, but I just felt like pushing this a little bit more. I can't take any more off of the vertical. Because I want to keep this level here. So what I'm trying to do is take it off right in here, gently and slowly, obviously. And I know there's plenty of weight down here because I'm trying to match that curve. And I also know that I can go thinner with this outside foot. So I'll wait till this dries and sand it with something. Clean it up. And I will let this dry upside down.